The day starts like any other. Shun Takahata, a Japanese high school student in his late teens, trudges through his morning routine. There's no sparkle in his eyes. What happens next is anything but a blessing. The teacher suddenly stops mid-sentence. His eyes bulge, his mouth drops open, and without warning, his head explodes in a violent burst. Not blood, but a shower of small red marbles sprays across the room, bouncing off desks and skittering across the floor. A wet, hollow sound echoes as his body crumbles to the floor. In the teacher's place stands a grotesque, oversized Daruma doll, a traditional Japanese figure, round-bodied, with one eye painted black, the other blank white. Its fixed grin is wide and unnerving, its gaze somehow alive. Without moving its mouth, a deep, booming voice fills the room. Daruma-sen jie karanda. It's the Japanese equivalent of red light, green light. The rules come quickly, flashing in strange glowing text on the blackboard. The Daruma faces away and chants. While it chants, the students can move toward it. But when the chanting stops and it spins around, anyone caught moving will have their head explode, just like the teacher. The panic is instant. Students scream, some dart for the door, only to find it locked tight. The chanting begins again. One brave boy makes a dash across the room. But the chant cuts off mid-word. The Daruma spins around with shocking speed, and his head bursts into the same marbles, bouncing down his chest as his body drops. Screams fill the air. Now they understand. One mistake is instant death. The survivors freeze in place, bodies trembling, eyes darting between the clock and the Daruma's single painted eye. Then, without warning, a digital timer appears on the Daruma's back, counting down from a few minutes. Another line of glowing text appears, press the red button before the time runs out to win. But here's the catch, the button is on the Daruma's back. To reach it, they must cross the killing zone without being caught moving. Shun scans the room. Beside him, his friend Satake is pale with fear. When the Daruma's head turns, Satake deliberately sprints forward, drawing its attention. The chanting stops, the doll spins, and Satake's head explodes, but his sacrifice buys Shun a few precious seconds. Shun lunges forward, barely making it to the Daruma's back. The button is large, glowing red under his palm. He slams it, his shoes crunching over the marbles scattered down the hallway. From another direction, Ichika appears, his childhood friend, still alive. Their reunion is wordless at first, just wide-eyed disbelief. Together, they step into the gymnasium. It's darker than usual, with spotlights beaming down in the center of the polished floor. And there, in the middle, sits something absurd and unsettling, a giant Maneki Nico statue, the traditional, lucky cat seen outside shops. It's white, with a red bib and a large golden bell around its neck. But its smile is too wide, and when its eyes blink, they blink like something alive. The cat explains the game. Each mouse must throw a small ball with a jingle bell inside through the hoop on the cat's collar. If you miss and the bell rings on the floor, the cat will eat you. The first student steps forward. He winds up, throws, and misses. The bell jingles loudly as it bounces on the hardwood. The cat's grin widens. Without warning, the giant paw swipes down, crushing the boy flat. Panic spreads fast. Some try to run for the exits, but they slam shut. The cat begins to move, impossibly nimble for its size, pouncing after missed throws. One student is batted high into the air, landing with a sickening thud. Another tries to hide behind the bleachers, but the paw reaches in and yanks him out, tossing him into the cat's gaping mouth. Shun ducks low, moving between the others. Ichika dodges beside him, both trying to time the hoop's swing. Balls bounce everywhere. Each miss means another attack. The cat moves like a predator playing with its prey, toying with them before killing. Then Amaya makes his move. Tall, strong, and utterly fearless, he shoves another student into the path of the cat's paw, using the chaos to line up his throw. He takes a breath, watches the hoop sway, then throws. Clang! The ball drops clean through the hoop and into the bell. The cat stops. Slowly it sits back down, licking its paw in satisfaction. "The mice have pleased me," it says. But there's no time to celebrate. A sweet-smelling gas hisses into the gym. Shun awakens in a strange, clinical chamber inside a floating white cube suspended above the city. Other survivors, Taira, Tauka, Shoko, gather. They learn that similar deadly games are happening in schools everywhere. The chosen survivors are being herded into these cubes to continue. Suddenly, 4 Kokeshi dolls fly in, Taro, Alkemi, Kenichi, and Hanako, and announce the third game, Kagome Kagome. Each blindfolded student must guess which doll stands behind them after the song stops, within 10 seconds, or face a red laser, or telekinetic destruction. Taira and Tauka fail and perish. Shun uses his phone to record voices, identifying Hanako, and wins his round. Shoko later joins him as another survivor. Next, Ichika and another survivor, Yukio, are saved just in time by Shun and Shoko, holding hands to avoid elimination. Together with Eiji Oku and Kotaro Maeda, they progress to a new game involving a giant Kokeshi head. The quintet must insert keys into its sockets. Amaya intrudes, kills another contestant to take a key, and plunges forward. The head rolls aside, revealing a tunnel to the next stage. Now comes Shirokuma. White Bear. The survivors enter a frozen room where they face a giant wooden polar bear that speaks, visually unsettling and stop-motion-like. The bear asks each student questions, and the rules are strict. Answer honestly, or the group must identify the liar, or face punishment. Shoko and Yukio are eliminated. Shun spots that the bear's fist is oddly black, not white, itself the liar. By identifying it as the liar, the group passes the test and survives. The final test begins, presented by 3 Matryoshka dolls representing fitness, intelligence, and imagination. The game is a deadly twist on Kick the Can. Everyone draws bamboo sticks. The one with the red stick is the devil. The devil must spot and tag others. Tagged players are imprisoned. To win, someone must kick the can, but the doll warns that the can will explode, killing the kicker. Takaru becomes the devil and catches Ichika, Oku, and Maeda. Shun finds armor to hide his identity. Takaru tries to tag Shun, but Shun chains Takaru to the armor and both stumble to the can. Shun manages to kick it first, and nothing explodes. The dolls burst in laughter, revealing the explosion was a bluff. They had already won with Shun's action. The dolls explain that the players exhibited qualities of courage, transformation, fitness, intelligence, imagination, and the final game demonstrated luck. They then reward Shun and Takaru with ice cream popsicles bearing live or die on the sticks. Ichika, Oku, and Maeda tragically receive die and are instantaneously disintegrated by lasers emitted from a 4th Matryoshka doll. Emerging from the cube, Shun and Takaru are greeted by a cheering crowd. They have become God's children. A reclusive programming genius, Inokida Takumi, watches all of this unfolding, determined to uncover the truth behind the games. Shun, kneeling amid the jubilation, whispers, "There is no God." At that moment, a Matryoshka doll floats next to him, countering, "These games lead to God," and points to a homeless man in the crowd, hinting at a deeper mystery behind what is happening. Thank you for watching and listening. Please leave a like and subscribe for more movie recaps like this one.